Hello you guys, welcome to the Ranting Shop. It's me, Melissa, and we're back in here to speak on the remaining couples, and we're going to start off very hot with the hottest couple on social media right now, on TikTok right now, on all platforms right now, which is Ashley and Tyler. Now, if you've been following the drama behind the scenes, you know exactly why I'm starting off with Tyler and Ashley. In the beginning, the impression we had of Tyler was that he was this great guy. He was religious, spiritual, praying with Ashley. And I must make note of something that I've noticed within the Black community. It's almost like it's a requirement to be religious. And typically, like when people are dating, Black women are dating Black men, there's this thing that you kind of have to do to kind of win over the person. Nobody speaks about it, but I've noticed that it does the trick. All you have to do is quote a Bible verse as a man, as a fellow Black man. Quote a Bible verse, pray with her, and make it seem like you're this godly person. That would guarantee you a relationship. And I feel like we as Black women need to really raise our standards when it comes to the requirements that we expect of men. Being able to quote a couple scriptures in the Bible shouldn't impress you. Praying with somebody, that shouldn't impress you to the point where I feel like it outshines other parts that may be a little bit red flaggish. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it, even your parents will be impressed the moment this guy shows he can quote a scripture. Parents impressed, grandparents impressed, everybody impressed, because as far as they're concerned, that's really all that's required. And it's not. Okay, and we found out pretty quickly that Tyler was a liar. Okay, I'm going to insert the clip really quickly where he proceeds to lie to Ashley. It is actually insane.
The first step starts with knowing more about that dynamic.
Yeah. I had a very close friend. Her and her wife wanted to have a baby, and they couldn't afford sperm donor. I thought that was God telling me, help someone else, and it felt good.
Do the kids know what you look like?
I don't think so.
So we just heard that lie, and the reason why we know it's a lie is because his roommate, sperm donor, sperm recipient, lesbian friend / lover at one point decided to tell her truth on TikTok and explain the situation with Tyler and what he did that made her upset. Take a look. Take a listen. Take a look.
So unfortunately, I think it's time that I come out and say my side of the story. I wrote some notes
Tyler
down
from LIB
that I'm
Season
read.
7 Baby Mama
'Cause I'm
Speaks.
nervous. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm a shy person. I am a private person. I do not like all of my business out in the world for everyone to see and know, but that is just the situation that we're in right now, out of my control. But I feel like it's important in order for me to move on from this and to clear everything up, that I state the truth. So there was a time in which Tyler was one of my best friends. Even now, he's still the father of my 3 beautiful children. And considering that my intent here is not to bash Tyler, in regards to our oldest child, Cairo, Tyler was initially only supposed to be helping me and my ex-wife. He was helping us conceive. It was understood that Tyler was not supposed to assume a father role in Kai's life, hence my ex-wife's name being on the birth certificate. Shortly prior to me giving birth to Cairo, my ex-wife left me and moved back to her home state of California. She flew back for Kai's birth, packed the rest of her things, and then moved back to California. My ex-wife and I originally planned and agreed to co-parent as best as we could across the country. But things were very, very rocky for us. Soon after my ex-wife petition the court for full custody of Cairo. And unlike Cairo, the twins were simply unplanned. If that needs to be spelled out for some people, Callie and Kamari are the results of natural, unplanned intercourse with absolutely no complexity surrounding parentage. They were conceived before Cairo turned 1, and I fully admit, I've not always been the most comfortable with that truth, due to the fact that I've lived the majority of my life as a lesbian. Nonetheless, it is exactly that, the truth. Tyler was there with me the entire way, extremely supportive. We went to doctor's appointments together. We even were living together. I will say, Tyler and I have never officially been together. We never truly dated. But we had these kids, and we were raising these kids together. We were co-parenting these children together. And we were legit, or I felt like we were best friends. I truly hate that I had to provide an explanation in hopes of defending myself and my children. I just could not continue to sit back and allow what was being said about me and the kids to continue on and just be lied on. I want to add, in fairness, I understand that there is an argument to suggest that despite him wanting and accepting the role as Kai's dad, that maybe he doesn't or shouldn't have any responsibility for Cairo. While I and the courts at this point disagree, I respect this argument. However, there's nothing and absolutely no context that exists that would suggest the same for the twins. Tyler hasn't spoken to or seen the kids since September 30th of 2023. That was the day before he left for this show. And that's why I'm so beyond hurt and angry with him about all of this, because it just didn't have to be this way. It shouldn't be this way. I completely supported his decision to go on this show.
So we see that she is lesbian presenting, and she admits that it's women that she predominantly is attracted to. We know that, well, we heard her say her and her then wife had an agreement with Tyler that instead of, paying or going the costly route of doing the sperm donor thing at a sperm bank and so on, you're my friend, you're cool, why don't we do this the cheaper way, right? Now, I don't know if the first child that they had together was as a result of natural implantation, or is it a situation where Tyler did his business and she stuffed it in her coochie cat? I don't know how that worked. But I don't know what happened with the ex-wife. The only assumption that I'm now coming to the conclusion of is that perhaps it was never a business friendship agreement with Miss Butch and Mr. Tyler. Maybe they had that affair. Maybe they've been having that affair. And which is why the ex-wife was like, you know what, I want no parts of this. Maybe she found out. And maybe they tried to cover it by saying, we want Tyler to help us have this child. And when she was already pregnant, I don't know. But that really begs the question of why the ex-wife is now the ex-wife. And then, since the agreement was that he'd provide the sperm for her and her wife, I don't think he ever took the parental role for the first child, right? But then she and her wife, they break up, and she then proceeds to live with Tyler. So now they're roommates, and according to her, they're good friends, and they have the child they have the twins naturally. Prior to him coming on the platform, she claimed she was supportive of it because she's a lesbian, she's attracted to women. But then if you slip up and have intercourse with a man, is it Is it that you are into women? Are you confused? Are you into both? Or was this a genuine slip up? Because for me, if I know I'm not attracted to men, nothing you do would make me sleep with you. Nothing. Not being drunk, not being under sedation, nothing would make me sleep with you if I'm not attracted to your gender. So that part I don't understand. But they had their children. Naturally, he was there for the children. And I think she said she wasn't too upset at him not taking care of the first child, because technically that's not his child. That's her and her wife's child, according to the agreement that they had, I guess. And the second set of children are indeed his children, and he was there with them. I have a couple pictures that I'm gonna put up of him clearly being in the children's lives. And that's the lie he tells Ashley. When Ashley asks him, okay, do the children know you? He says, I don't think so. And to me, like, how could somebody just lie like that, just so easily? It baffled all of us that knew the story behind it. And it took Ashley way too little time to get over this huge thing. Like, I feel like when women see these little red flags, leave before it gets worse, because 9 times out of 10 it gets worse. So he lies and says the children barely know him. Like, you guys are seeing pictures with his children, the first boy and the 2 girls. And so that's very shocking. And it doesn't take Ashley long to come back around. And I'm disappointed in her for that. I think she should have pushed it even further so that he would be completely honest. And what really like gagged me was she tells him, are any new stories going to come from this? Like, am I gonna get more secrets coming out? And he says no. Now, the thing about not telling the complete truth is the rest of that truth is somewhere. Okay, and when you find it, it's gonna be a different story. Now, spoiler alert, people are saying that, spoiler alert, Ashley could have potentially married Tyler, which is why when you go in the comment section, she is defending her man. She is defending her union, guys. So don't think you can say something and think she's not gonna, come back and, respond. She's replying, which is making me believe that she believes his side of the truth. Now, this is a kind of situation where you have to believe either the lesbian the lesbian lady, what's her name? I don't want to call her the lesbian lady, Bree. I'm gonna say her name is Bree. So you're going to either believe Bree or believe Tyler. Now, Ashley, having only been privy to a small bit of the drama and complexity of that arrangement, she probably does marry him, because it seems like a small thing, right? Then you find out there's more to it, but you've already married him and you don't want to divorce or separate or break up. So it's almost as if she's between a rock and a hard place. What else can I do but defend it? I've already married him. I have to accept the children, the lesbian baby mama, and that whole dynamic, which is unfortunate, but she chose to accept the situation. She decided, okay, I'm gonna believe Tyler that he's just a sperm donor. And then his friend comes on TikTok and he's like, oh, when you guys find out the whole truth, you'll understand more about the situation with Tyler. At the end of the day, even the friend can't really speak on the situation because you were not there, in my opinion. I don't think the friend was there to witness what Bree and Tyler agreed to. So you can't possibly speak on Tyler's behalf because you just simply were not there. You were not witness to them deciding, okay, we're going to have a baby and use Tyler, and he doesn't have to be a part of that child's life because technically it's not his child. You were not privy to that. It's just such a complicated situation, and it just seems to me that this could have been avoided. Like, why don't you see, or couldn't you have fathomed how much trouble this situation would have possibly caused? And then people are upset about vet these men. But in the case of Tyler, how would they be able to determine that the arrangement he had with Bree would be this problematic? They've already filmed. They've already done what they had to do. Okay? They're now just posting the episodes, right? So this is basically after the season is practically almost over. And this is when the information is coming out. So how would they be privy to that if Tyler didn't lie? Because I feel like the biggest problem here is Tyler lied. If he didn't lie, then I don't think it would have been a problem, because according to what Bree is saying, she's not attracted to him. It was never a romantic situation. They were friends, dating other people. She's into women. Yeah, they slipped up and had the twins, but she doesn't really go in the male direction, right? Some people believe her, some people don't believe her. That's for them to do. For me, I am believing her, and then people are saying that the ex-wife is coming out and saying that maybe some part of Bree's truth is a lie too. I don't know what's going on. The simple part of this argument or this situation is that Tyler lied about having children. He does have children. The first one was an arranged situation and the second ones were not. And he decided to go on this show and basically separate from these children, which is another issue that I guess Bree had, because you have these children. Why would you distance yourself from them now that you've gone on Love is Blind? I don't know how he expected this to go well. Like, Tyler is a complete idiot. And all of these people that are like, oh, these women don't have fathers. The fathers can vet these men. The fathers we've seen, they were very easy on the men. They were like, okay, well, if you love my daughter, you get my consent. It was that simple. You forgot what Ashley's dad said. Ashley's dad said, I'm gonna step in if I see that she's unhappy and if I see that he's playing the fool. But he didn't have a reason to, and so he was very like, okay, you can have my daughter. You know, it wasn't that hard to bypass them. So this is the drama about Tyler and Ashley. A lot of people feel like they'd be disappointed if she does marry him. I'm of the opinion that she does marry him and she's sticking beside him, like that really popular meme. So that happened. I want to talk about another couple. Let's talk about the couple with the Asian woman. You guys, I don't know these people's names, which is very, very unfortunate of me. Let me get the names and I'm gonna come back. So their names are Taylor and Garrett. And what I saw observing that particular couple, I never paid much attention to them in particular because I feel like they're the least interesting couple. But from what I saw, people were mentioning the mother might be racist because she may not want her son to be with an Asian woman. I think that was implied by the audience, but I don't think it's something that she has ever said. So I'm not gonna call this woman or label her something when I don't know for sure. I could only make assumptions, but it's a huge claim. It's something huge to call somebody. Maybe she had other expectations for her child. Sometimes parents want to be in control of their children's decisions. Look at Marissa's mother, how angry she was because of mistakes that maybe the parents made when they were their age, and maybe the parents are seeing that maybe my child might end up like me. So in their attempt to prevent that, they want to control the children's actions. Oh, don't do this, oh, do this, or weaponize their support just to control what the child does. Like, for example, since I don't like your partner and I know it means a lot to you that I attend your wedding, I'm not going to attend your wedding. Or they might say, since, okay, I have money and you want my money, that's not the woman I want for you, or the man I want for you, or he's what, a teacher and you're an heiress. You're cut out of the will, because so parents do little things to try to control and manipulate their children. Some of them fall back in line, and some of them go against their parents and are like, I'm making my own decisions, this is my life. You may not like my partner, but you have to understand that is my choice. And I saw some people arguing that you cannot really expect a parent to be on board with this type of situation, because you came on a show, you barely know this person, it's been less than a month, and you want me as your mother to accept that you're going to marry a stranger. I completely understand the parents' dilemma. I give parents a lot of grace, because this is not a normal situation. It's not every day your child decides, okay, let me go on a reality show and find love and marry all in 1 week. And it almost seems like it's a bit of a mockery of the old process, because it's so expedited and it's for entertainment. And so it may not be who she is per se. It may just be that maybe the mom doesn't know if she and her son's potential wife would get along, and maybe it bothers her because she has no clue. She's in limbo. She just is not, she's out of the loop. Or maybe the mother is hurt that she is out of the loop and thought she'd be part of the son's wife searching process, and she was completely left out of it, and he made his decision and he didn't use or need her input, and maybe she feels discarded, unwanted. We don't know, but that's what people are saying. And what really pissed me off with Garrett, because this whole time they were doing that smooth sailing thing, and of course they'll do these little jabs at each other. Oh, she tries to control me and she tries to control what I wear, and they're laughing and giggle. But also, like, you see when couples make jokes like that, there's a lot of truth in it. And typically that the jokes are typically them rebelling in a very, I don't know, in a very nice way. Basically, I don't want you to tell me what to do. Stop controlling me. But the joke is, oh, she's gonna tell me what to do, and she's gonna tell me what to wear, and she's gonna tell me don't grow my hair, and she's gonna tell me don't wear that shirt, type of thing. So I feel like he doesn't really care to be controlled. But I mean, it's really difficult to change who an individual is in less than a month. And if you've been by yourself most of your life, and boom, you're in a situation that could lead to marriage in less than a month, it's tough. There's like some pains that come with merging two very individual and independent people's lives together. And I guess that's what the drama of the show is. But what really pissed me off is Garrett was that last scene. There was that scene, not the last scene, but it was that scene when he lied to Taylor. So Taylor, before they go into the party, Taylor is like trying to address the elephant in the room and say, okay, you text your ex and what happened? And he basically is like, oh, well, she messaged me and I liked it and I let that be that. That's what he told Taylor. I liked it, and that was it. And that reminded me of the situation with that guy from last season when the girl said what she said and he liked it. I was like, this is giving PTSD and flashbacks. But come to find out, they go into the party, they're talking to Tyler and Ashley. And this is when Garrett decides to be honest, completely honest. And then he says, yeah, she messaged me, and then I liked it. And then I said to her, I'm with another woman now. I'm engaged to be married now, so maybe don't message me anymore, and whatever the case may be. And Taylor was completely blindsided. Any woman would be, because it's like, you lied to me about something that is seemingly so small. Like, what else are you going to lie about? You know, it's not even about the fact that the situation is small. It's the fact that if you're going to lie about something this small, you're definitely gonna lie about something big. That's the fear. And you have to understand, these people are getting to know each other. You're already a stranger to me. I'm trying to make this situation not be weird, and you're not giving me anything to defend you on. You're not giving me anything to trust you about. It's tough. I completely understand Taylor. She was like, I need a moment. She was mad, and she had a right to be so. And I remember during that scene, I was like, she shouldn't take him back. She should probably just end that situation and move on with her life. Because if you could lie about something so little, what else would you lie about? And obviously, he didn't tell her because he was afraid of her reaction, and then she ended up reacting badly anyway. So what's even the point of keeping information away from her? And what really pissed me off with Garrett was when she was confronting him and explaining to him, okay, this is what you did and this is how it made me feel, he proceeds to lie even further and be like, oh, well, we didn't talk about the intricacies of how, if I replied back and what I said when I replied back. You never made mention of the fact that you replied back at all. So for you to now come back and be like, oh, well, we didn't discuss if I wrote her back and what I said, that was your opportunity to do so. Why didn't you do so? And the situation is not gonna be better by you lying even further and gaslighting me in the situation. The best thing that man should have done was automatically said, okay, I did keep it from you, and now I see that it was a stupid thing for me to do. And try to reinforce, and also through action show that you're not gonna do some stupid stuff like that again. It's like, these people come there with their fancy physicist degrees and they lack common basic human interaction sense. I just don't get it. But that really pissed me off. But anyways, in the following episodes, they make up. He sees her parent, and I believe they are heading to the wedding. Now, I think they showed a recent picture of Garrett. Now remember, Taylor doesn't like him with long hair and whatever. And he had long hair. So they're thinking, does that mean they're not together? Does it mean they're together? Like, nobody knows. We'll have to wait and see. So there's that. Now, let's talk about Monica and Stephen. Now, that couple for me appeared to be very mismatched. The thing with this show is like, you can connect on various levels and still not be compatible. And to me, that's what that relationship showed us. They were very incompatible. He doesn't have a job. I think they said he was an electrician. When they came off the show, he found out he no longer had a job. So she was kind of supporting him a bit. And she was fine to do that, because if you're going to be together, I'm going to support my husband. And every 2 seconds, it's the I love yous and I love yous. And I feel like whenever a couple has to always say I love you, it's because there's a lot of insecurity and a constant need for confirmation that I'm not crazy and this is not crazy and I should trust you kind of thing. It's riddled with insecurity. It's riddled with shakiness, uncertainty, all of that, which is why there is this constant need to say, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, honey. After every argument, after every conversation, after every request, that was a huge red flag for me that relationship would not end well. Furthermore, people were saying that she was pushy. I didn't see that from her. She just expected him to do what he said he would do, like the flower situation. In the pot, you're telling her you're giving her flowers just because or whatever you said in the pot. In real life, never once did you come home and bring this woman flowers. And people, small-minded people, were like, flowers? Clearly, it's not about flowers. It's about doing what you say you'll do. And so because she told him that, then he goes and does this flower date situation. This thing where you press flowers into a frame and you do whatever. And the thing with my problem with that was that I feel like they're kind of still dating each other while simultaneously getting ready to marry each other. So it's crazy, but I wouldn't tell him anything. I wouldn't remind him of what he said in the pod. I would simply observe his actions, and then I would draw my conclusion and then confront him, but not confront him to stay. Confront him to tell him, okay, you said this. This is what I saw you did, and I'm done. It wouldn't be, oh, let me tell you all the things you didn't do that you say you do so I could stay. Nope, I would leave. Because to me, that's enough proof that you talk a good game, but you don't walk a good game. And a lot of these men showed their representatives, from Tyler to Ramses to Steven to Tim to Garrett. Everybody showed their representative. Not one person, in my opinion, was who they completely were in the pods. And so what happened with Monica and Steven's relationship? She finds out he was texting some other woman, some nasty things, some expletives. Now, from observing Steven, he seems like a very disgusting, sex deprived man. The way this man talks, you would swear he never had sexual relations in his entire life. And he seems like a deviant, he seems like a freak, and I don't think regular sex would satisfy this man. And so I think Monica really tried with him, but I just don't think she'd be able to quench this man's deviant requirements. So he found it elsewhere. And she found out, and she was pissed off. And he didn't even seem like, because after the flowers thing, you could tell Steven was starting to push away. You could tell he wasn't really feeling Monica anymore, for whatever reason. But what I don't like about these men is like they say they want to step back in so many words. And then when the woman is like, okay, so you're saying you want to step back, they lie and they say, oh, I'm not saying I want to step back. So what the hell are you saying? You're saying you want to pause. You're saying this is a lot. This is fast. This is this. Why? Why are you even mentioning this? It's because you're having hesitation. And he had hesitations. And he decided, okay, wait. I need to be able to get out of this. So he was like, okay, let me text some nasty stuff to some woman. That will do it. And that's what he did. And let me make her find out. And that should be the end of that. And to me, I feel like that's exactly what his plan was, because he didn't even fight for the relationship. He didn't even fight. He didn't even say, oh, I'm so sorry, and beg at her feet and kiss her toes and lick her. He didn't do none of that. He was like, okay, you found me. There's nothing I could say. You could be mad. I understand you being mad. I'm gonna leave so you could be alone. Bye. That pissed me off. That pissed me off so much because it's like, that just proves you didn't really want to be with her. You couldn't wait for you to separate from Monica. Monica is too vanilla for Steven. Monica is too type A personality for Steven. Steven is like a wild goose. And Monica is like, people call her corporate. The character on TikTok, I forgot her name. Corporate something. Just very buttoned up, very type A, very, particular, organized, anal type of personality. And that's not who Steven is. They couldn't be they couldn't be more different from each other. And so the fact that he didn't fight just proved everything to me. He didn't want to be with her. And that's that. And so at the party, Monica mentions, oh, I spoke to Steven for hours and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I would never speak this man's name in my life again. And I don't understand what her purpose was for even telling the people that she spoke to him. Because for me, I would be like, absolutely not. I don't care. Live your life. We're too different to be entertaining each other. So that's what happened. And I took a picture and I was like, this is the picture of somebody that will do it again. This is a picture of somebody that doesn't give a F. His expression when he was being confronted was so like bland. Like he had like no real expression. Just like, okay, I was caught. Okay, she's mad. Okay, she's like, give me my money back. Give me my money back. Monica is me and I am Monica. Don't waste my freaking time. Give me my money back. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, immediately, before you go, send me my money. Because what happens is like, when these people go off and they go to their houses and their lives, whatever, then all of a sudden, every time you ask for your money, it's a different excuse. Give me my money right now, because not me you taking for Papi show. You're not gonna take me for your nonsense. Anyways, Mr. 14% Sub-Saharan Africa, whatever he is. Adios. I couldn't stand him. And what really pissed me off about him was there was this one instance before Monica found out that, he was smexing some other woman. He goes to, I believe it was Garrett and Taylor, and he's telling them some nonsense about, oh, now we've reached this level of fame. Other women are gonna want to sleep with us, and other women are gonna... Why even mention that? What was the purpose of even mentioning this? And to me, that just proved his guilt. His guilt, like he had to talk about it because he's guilty. It was the way of kind of admitting that either he was doing it, was thinking of doing it, or will eventually do it. So either way it goes, that wasn't working. That was not going to work out anyway. I believe we have one more final couple that I'm going to speak about on another video, because this one is quite long. So like, subscribe, let me know if I missed anything, and see you guys next time.